And oh God, too late. Um, he got COVID, and then he was at home, and it was a Thursday. Him and her brother Ron, also Ron, play cards up at the Legion. And sorry, I'm trying to figure this stupid thing out. Anyway, when he got back, he was in lazy boy and I couldn't get him to get up to, he wouldn't respond or nothing. And so they took him into the hospital and they ended up, he spent a few days and they just said, it's COVID. And when we first saw him, I thought he had a stroke.
Wow.
It didn't look good. So anyway, he had some other stuff happen. They finally had a doctor's appointment. They just wanted him to go to St. Joe to see if he could get some rehabilitation, because at home, I was supposed to go down there today and meet with the physical therapist to see about setting up.
Years ago, my bed was 1017.
Well, if you want it, you can have a place up there, you go to it.
Oh, yeah.
Go that direction.
I do too.
It's like, I'm not impressed. I like that. I like that name on Facebook, which says, I love looking at the snow from my place in Florida.
45-degree nights and 75-degree days.
It hasn't been down there, my buddy's down south of Venice. And I can't remember the name of the town. He said they've had 60-degree day highs and 30-degree nights down there just north of Naples. But he said I'm here.
Hey, Aretta, what do you guys see?
Yeah.
Heavy on the boy.
There's no- But everything except for that little fine print.
Put the three filter, it was freaking focus, it's already the fires are down in between here and the firewall. Filter,
Yeah,
HVAC filter.
Whoa.
I can see the screw get it out. This is at that distance, pack your head there, you got.
I've got a camera with a flexible neck on it if you need it.
Well, we might stay with
I
that.
think with the blind man thing, feeling, I'm like, we're done.
Well, this thing works pretty darn good, I'll tell you, it's impressive. It's one of the older ones, got a bigger head on, so you can't put it down the board.
Oh,
The new ones, you got the small. That's what
Looks like you just got up from the. I did.
I thought maybe you weren't home. I hadn't seen you.
I was in Alabama,
Oh,
so you didn't see me. You
Okay, I was
you were
gonna
accurate. You were accurate.
I was gonna say, I didn't think.
came all the way back up there, just lovely weather.
We're just before it. Just before. I don't know. What is today? Thursday? I got that Tuesday. Me and Ned.
Last three presidents.
Right, yeah, the year is 1964. Oh, man, that's old.
$50. That's crazy.
It is, it's kind of fun though. It was really been in Ann Arbor when I was driving home. I was driving home at like 3. Running to work.
I enjoyed my drive down here too.
Yeah,
It was a long trip.
long trip.
Thank God it was all straight, one turn.
There's a guy on Ann Arbor Road that missed coming out of his driveway.
Coming out, that's good. Sure, look, well, you had a propane truck in your front yard the other day that missed going in.
Oh,
I missed it.
No, he backed in square just as good as you could do.
Yeah, it's just, there wasn't a driveway there, was there?
No. Just-
It looked like it.
So let's just say that when you aren't sure where the driveway is, maybe you should get out. and say, okay, this is where it is.
Measure it out a little bit.
Because he thought, well, there's the mailbox, so the driveway's right here. Well, our
Oh, we
driveway.
completely missed it.
Yeah.
Fortunately, because he was just.
Where was that?
Having one, the rear axle
Really?
on the driveway side, which would have really rolled him.
Yeah.
Thankfully, those ditches aren't.
Yeah, like down on Mark.
But he backed in it square, so at least he didn't.
Bronco off Mark's
He was-
driveway with Molly. with-
It was a good mess up.
Well, he called me like a day later.
I'm sure it
In a
is.
hush, hush,
I don't know. I went to the driveway and then after
I went to look at it.
I don't know where somebody had come saying. And I got yelled at because I put the driveway out.
They coming for
Barb might be late, so I'm gonna sit until she gets here. I don't know about Joel. Olga, she forgot.
Well,
Never made that driveway.
wasn't in the budget. But the driveway is better than the house.
Hey, that's what I wanted. I got it.
Got it.
I can't see who's participating now, but at least I got the picture big.
Bad.
Huh?
Is it Zoom?
Zoom.
Oh, it is Zoom. Zoom's not
I would-
bad.
I want to try Facebook Live sometime here.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I should probably set it up.
No.
On the other guy.
It's a new driver,
It's a new
Bless you.
driver, yeah.
third day,
Apparently, he said it. Oh, was it?
third day.
Third.
Because
Whoops.
he said he'd done it before. And the- really fast. And I said.
I bet it was with
Yeah.
another company.
Yeah, you probably won't be a coordinator for too much longer.
But I didn't, it wasn't.
Bless you.
Well, it-
Bubbles and the things, I'm glad they don't pop into my head
Okay.
out in the open.
What?
This over the back.
I want to get my.
Oh, okay. Which one? The Furman? Oh, okay.
So why do you send it to Furman?
Yeah, we did like research on it, so.
Oh,
What's that?
No,
So you researched it and Furman was.
nope,
Yeah, he thought for the money of the dollar was.
I was handed it.
He's something else, he's constantly. He should have stopped.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I figured that out when I heard the generator. I didn't recognize it.
oh, finally, I'm in the winter phase. Can't get over that.
I know, it's easy out there.
Find a car in or no?
You have a quorum now. Barb said she was gonna be a couple of minutes late. So
Jason
I told her to get here as soon as she could.
Well,
Yeah.
if it's all on the legit side, according to the rules, we'll call the meeting to order.
Works for me.
So we'll start with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Representative Clerk, could you at least call the roll, please?
That's it.
Oh, we're not doing it, okay.
Mr. Kukowski.
Here.
Bill,
Here,
Joel, and Barbara. Exit.
okay. Public comment time. 2 minutes per person. Does the public have anything to say? Please state your name, address, and name and address.
My name is Vicki Bauer, and I live at 19870 Gulch Road, Milan, Michigan. And I would like to propose that in the future, we could consider putting guardrails on Cone Road where those are those ditches, because I know they're on this one side where the big ditches are, but those other ditches on the other side are really scary with this kind of weather. Even though my dad assures me that nobody's like gone into them with all the water, you could like drown that thing. So that's my thought.
Just to be clear, where are you talking?
On Cone Road, where the big ditches are, because like on one side,
Oh, okay.
they have the guardrails, but then as you're driving on the other side, you start noticing that those ditches are.
Don't trust that guardrail on the south side.
I've definitely seen cars in there.
Well, no, thank you.
You're welcome.
State your name.
Todd Morningstar, live on Far Road, Far and Cooper, and came here because earlier, quite a while ago, we were asking about the abandonment of Cooper Road from Far. Back then it was Far to Denison, but one person doesn't want to do it, so now we just want to go from Far to where the ditch, where the bridge is out, because we're getting people dumping animals, parking, parties, shootings. And it's just want to put up, have it abandoned so we can put a gate across it and keep traffic out of there. And I contacted Monroe County Road Commission again, and they want something from Milan Township saying that it's with their blessings, and I'm sure that you'll be being contacted soon, because I started this actually before the pandemic and then got waylaid, and so now just bringing it up again because we're still having people, then even the pedestrians or the people riding bikes, the blockade that they have, they just pick up their bike, they walk over the bridge, it's all cracked and falling apart, go over to the other side and keep on riding. So someday, somewhere, someone's gonna get hurt.
All right, we'll bring that up under old business.
Yeah,
Good.
brought up before and I just
Well,
let it drive. And-
I'm not answering questions now, so
Okay,
it's under old business.
sounds good. Thank you.
Good, we've been here. All right, anybody else? Mark,
I want to add to that.
name,
Mark Bogie on Far Road, next to Far and Cooper. Same thing I want to do as him is close out part of that road, but I got to think of something tonight on the way over here. Suntag's the only one who doesn't want to close the road up, and he just doesn't because of a lawsuit issue or whatever. What if the township would put up gates?
We'll discuss that under old business.
Okay. No, this I bring up, that might be a better way than having to abandon the roads.
All right, thank you. Anybody else, Phil? Hearing none, we'll move on to the approval of the agenda as presented.
I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda.
Moved and supported, all in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Has everybody read the minutes?
Yes, I have. And the reason I left is that I wanted to go and get my paper that I had read this from. This is not the wording of my motion.
Which motion was that?
For the 6-month moratorium. So I approve the minutes, but I'd like to, at the next meeting, bring my writing, so it's what I said.
So you would like to correct the minutes?
But I can't, I went home and I couldn't find it. It's, my desk is kind of full.
But it's, your motion is to approve it with the
With a change
corrections, with the corrections to your motion.
next
The
month.
wording.
Yes, okay, thank you.
I'm good with that motion, their support.
I'll support that.
Been moved and supported, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Okay, get this right, disbursements. Bert?
Those were $6,487.71. Payroll was $7,614.12 for a total of $14,101.83.
Looks like it's right to me so far. Any questions?
I make a motion to approve the disbursement.
I'll support it. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carries. The treasurer is not here. But his fund balance report is here, I think.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, I just got it. Yep. Everything that's screwed up. Well, I was reading them. I gotta be professional by the rules, so I screwed up. There are a copy of the fund balance reports. If anybody's got questions, the bottom line is we're still in the green, not the red. General fund. Tax account. The total money we got on hand is $2,537,500. Total, that's everything. in
Some of
fund.
that could change because he's getting taxes. in.
But that's taxes and everything included. It doesn't say it stays here.
But he has been paying out though as he goes, so it should be hopefully somewhat close.
But it says that there's $1.5 million in the tax account. Second line.
$1,581,000.
Yeah,
Well, I know I don't
so we
think
really have about $1 million.
of on hand usable. That's why I use the treasurer and I'm not. I'll make a motion to accept the sheet you presented.
I'll support that.
Been moved and supported, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those say same sign, motion carries. Oh, the building report.
During January, 4 permits were issued totaling $340. David Friend worked 8 hours at the hall, issued 4 permits and made 1 inspection. There were no mechanical, electrical, or plumbing inspections. Expenses for January totaled $220. And the building report.
I'll make a motion that we accept the building report.
I'll support it. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carries. Now for the assessors report, Karen's report.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you, Karen.
Okay. Field work will begin again in April of 2022. Other work I'm doing is preparing for the March border review and finalizing the roll, making sure all data and property transfers are entered up to date. Assessment change notices, the target mailing date is February 28th. I prepared the March Board of Review newspaper notice and sent it to the paper for publication on February 8th, 15th, and 22nd in the Dundee Independent. And we also posted it on the website. I'm processing personal property statements as they come in. They're due by February 22nd, as February 21st is a holiday. I attended a state tax commission online class called Key Topics for 4 hours of continuing education. And I submitted the 2022 assessment roll to the Monroe County Equalization Department for preliminary audit review, and there's no issues. Looking ahead, March 8th is the organizational meeting for the March Board of Review, where I will turn the roll over to them, and the appeal hearings will be the following week. So if you have any questions, let me know.
Anybody got any questions for us? Hearing none, a motion will be in order.
Make a motion to accept the assessor's report.
I'll second that.
Moved and supported, to accept the assessors report is presented, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Milan Area Fire Department report. Well, that was last month. And Milan Fire Department no longer has a fire marshal employed. The chief released Marty Ritchie as fire inspector. His cause was that he wasn't in communication with him. Marty since turned in his stuff. That's the fire department report. The only thing is the March meeting for the fire department just been sent out to all the fire board members that it's not gonna be capable or able to have it on March, that they want to move it to April 7th. And all the townships so far have agreed, so it's pretty much gonna be April 7th now for the fire board meeting. In the report.
I have a note. Can we get a kind of like Olga does the building report, something kind of in writing so we have it for record?
It should be in a minute, but I will see to it.
Summary needs to be presented to. I can't read the writing.
But that's just easy. I know what it is he's not representing Milan Fire Department on their payroll. I don't know. I think London is gonna stay with them. I'm not sure. I would suggest we don't use them, but we do have to have a fire marshal for inspections and stuff, even like the hall here, public places. He has the credentials. It's just an issue that occurred in town and they're no longer working together. But we will get something, a formal discharge.
Well, no. I think she meant the report, kind of like over the.
Oh, you
Just something in writing,
have a hard enough time saying it.
just even handwritten from either one of you. You
Well,
know, this is your building. report.
So do you want all those documents that we
No,
reviewed?
I think she just means just a summary, but just so it's in writing, so we have it, because we try. to-
Instead of me just saying it and having to tell me things she'd like to see it writing, so
Okay,
that's not a bad, it's not a bad thing. But you won't get bored reading my writing. Okay. Unfinished business. Let's start right out with Cooper and Far Road. I've talked to Janine Abar and Matt Snell, the engineer, and Frank something. Starts with a W down at Monroe County Road Commission. We had gone through this 2 years ago, like you said, the pandemic come up. Some of the parties involved decided they didn't want to close that from Dennison Road to the bridge. What the big holdup became was, would there be money available for the bridge funds and stuff to come in and maybe help replace it? We all know that's not happening pretty much. Then the concern was if the residents had it closed and the culvert finally fell in and plugged the creek, who's responsible for it? Good point. I mean, question that. Then it kind of got, well, that was with Scott Aschermacher, and then Matt came into it and everything just kind of slowed down and never proceeded. The township, well, if it's abandoned, it will belong, because you already pay taxes to the center road on that side of the bridge, because you both own up to it. If it's abandoned, it'll become your responsibility. The question I got for Janine is, we haven't decided who's responsible for the culvert, other than the drain commission could come in and what they're gonna do is take it out and charge landowners is how that basically works. She hasn't gotten back with me. When she does, I'll let everybody know what it is, but the question of the board, I think what you were asking if the township could do it, Mark. I don't think we have the authority without their permission to just say, we don't want to do that anymore. It's a question I'll ask her, but probably not wise for the township to get involved in it on county roads. Even if it is closed down and everything went perfect, there's nothing to say that state can't say eminent domain on a roadway and come back in and open it. But then they'd have to put in the culvert themselves, but I mean, it's kind of, yes, well,
what about that money from CARES Act?
you had an article, I believe you were telling me, that said we can use it on roads,
Yeah, they changed it.
But my,
improvements.
they, it said in projects, but not maintenance, because we were talking about putting stone on roads.
Right.
So that's maintenance, but projects, they listed that. So maybe,
Yeah, because they've changed it a few times, but the latest one, I believe, they did put where you can do projects.
but do you want it fixed?
I mean, I'd like to see it going. I'm sure the farmers would love it. They don't have to turn around semi trucks on Middle Cooper Road.
Well, pretty much that was in the Milan Township, the township magazine, right? When you read it, but here we go, this is a question I can ask Janine. And it's a good one, and at least if the road was open, people would keep cruising down it, they wouldn't find it as a parking and a party spot.
Right.
And you can still access your fields and nobody got to worry about who's responsible. That's a really, like I said, that's a project, that's a good thing that we could use it for.
I guess a quick question on that would be, how hard is it to drop 2 culverts down?
Oh, do not go there. Do not go there. It costs more
I know.
for them to think about it than you can do the project at $9 fuel. But that's something I'll check on, that's why I said we'll bring it up. And then while we're talking about unfinished business and bridges, 2 years ago, well, no, 2012, up in Northwest County, up by Ames, on Ridge and where the county line goes straight through by Fred Walker, or Fred Walker.
Lewis.
Fred Lewis.
He's
thank
on
you.
you, Bill.
Fred Lewis, that bridge has been out for ever. The schools had a real,
It was open. Yes, it's, sorry.
well, some time ago, I met with Frank and them last summer, and they would, do you want to abandon it? And I said, no. We'll wait. Well, we've got some good news. Better news than we've had, I'll rephrase that. The Critical Bridge Fund, second wave, has added that bridge to their list, which would replace it at no cost to us, federal project. The only thing that the township would be responsible for is basically the road that hasn't been used because of the bridge on either side of it, getting it to the two roads, which I don't think it adds up to over an eighth of a mile or a quarter of a mile total. Things that hasn't been disturbed and rutted up, I would think it wouldn't be a major project. So I've got to respond to him. I told him tentatively I was quite sure, but I'm asking the board, do we want to stay on that course? And it'll be a couple of years yet. But he needs the board's blessing that we want to keep that and make sure that we don't want to abandon it, which we don't. Is that the board's opinion?
Sounds like a good idea to me.
I agree.
I agree. Okay, so that's where that's at. And I might as well finish up with the Milwaukee Road Bridge. They were a bunch of vehicles on there a couple months ago, up on top. And hey, what's up, guys? Nothing. And we get some work. I don't know who I work for. They refused to talk, so I got a hold of Frank and Matt, and they sent out a letter and they sent me back a response. It could have possibly been somebody just surveying at some company, be the insurance company, the police, nothing, they didn't have to. But he talked with them at MDOT, and the long and the short of it is, possibly this spring, they're going to do some repair to it and open up one lane with traffic lights on it so that it can get over with. That was replacing the south girder beam. Next, after they got that done, they would replace the north one, reverse the lights. But the email that, as we all know, it takes 6 months to order the steel, which, again, I know y'all shaking, I agree with you, it's 20 feet, you're gonna need a 20-foot beam, but they have to tear it down and go through their procedure. But their hope is to have it open both ways and repaired by late fall. So that's a whole lot better than they told me in the original, you don't look for nothing before 2023. So that's the end of my bridge update, road commission updates and everything else under unfinished. Has anybody else got unfinished business? Okay, the historical marker for Rice Cemetery.
She said Andrew was supposed to be here to talk about that.
I didn't
I
see them.
don't see him,
It
so
snowed.
there was one.
That's, we'll just
There
table it.
was one thing, though, that was asked, so I said I'd just ask, I think she asked you. Do you remember, oh, no. We mentioned an old gate that used to be around the one entrance to Rice. Guess it was, she texted with the sexton and he didn't have it.
I,
So does anybody remember, anybody out there remember a sign or something that went over?
Yeah, I do too.
Do you know where it went? Anybody?
Wait a minute, which cemetery is that? The one on?
Dennison Road and Hickory,
I do remember that.
I remember it, but I don't know.
but that's been,
I'll say that's all I got.
I don't remember, I don't go down there enough to remember noticing when it was gone.
But, so does the sexton know anything about it?
No,
no, the only one I can check with Freddie Dean.
What about Rice's?
Yeah, I can check with him. I'll
no,
do
like I
that.
said, was just chatting with Ann Sweet,
Oh,
Who wrote that?
Andrew,
Who?
Andrew.
Oh, and, okay, yeah, I hooked up to what they were talking about, she would probably know though when it disappeared, I like you say, I remember it, but I couldn't tell if it was yesterday or 30 years ago. She's talked. Okay, he's talked with Ann. We'll find out. I'll give Ann a call. And maybe she can narrow it down or talk with Mark. Mark takes care of a lot of things in there on his own, just keeping it cleaned up, so I'll see what. Let me put the call in. Okay, I'll take that one on. Cemetery ordinance review.
Okay, she wants to know, has anybody gathered any info for changes? So she'd like to know so she can put it together to present.
Nothing that we haven't already discussed to get together.
Okay, that was just, I know,
It was just clarification, just for everybody listening. I'm probably not supposed to. There was the words lots, graves, and burial sites. And in one, if you read it this direction, a lot with 4 graves. The burial plot is 2 foot by 10 foot. So a grave, a lot, a plot, we had to clarify that you're buying a 2 by 10. And that's the basic change to it, so just so anybody's wondering what the review is
yeah, it
about.
was just tweaking a couple things to make it clear.
Okay. New business. Anything new?
Yeah,
Okay, we'll move on to the land division for Nick and Sally Straub, corner of Dennison and Welch Road. I've looked at it. Dave Friend okayed it, but forgot to sign it.
yeah,
He said it's all okay by him. They are allowed now. These lots. The only question that could ever develop is I know it's in CRP. And he'll have to deal with the county on whatever that's involved with that, but as far as the split, he's allowed to split, so I don't see any reason to deny it, but like I said, Dave's gone over it, I'm familiar with it, I think everybody's familiar with the corner. He'll have to deal with the health department, because if he wants to go to the east side of it, the northeast is gonna have to build it up on stilts,
that was my only question.
because it gets wet there.
Their concern is, I remember when King and Linda lived there, they had trouble in their yard because there was a tile, and it was all flooded back in that area.
I cleaned that tile many times when we worked it.
You know,
He's got that pond there now, that might alleviate the problem up there.
right.
But like I said, you go back to the northeast corner and it's wet. But there's nothing that the township board has a problem, well, I shouldn't say a problem with okaying it for setbacks and all the rest of the stuff. Any problems he has after that will be health department or health department.
So is he just making these 2 new lots?
That's what I assumed for his kids.
Okay,
Guys, we gotta, hey,
We're in a meeting.
we gotta have it, no conference, no talk. I'm on it. I'm on it. So that's what it amounts to, what I understand is for his kids. And again, it doesn't matter if it's for Mickey Mouse.
Regardless, it doesn't matter, it's legal, so.
What I said is, if it's Mickey Mouse, it's legal, he's allowed it, so. I'll make a motion to approve the split for Straub's.
support.
Been moved and supported, all in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries, lot split granted. Okay, Monroe County Central Dispatch appointee. She got anything on that?
Trying to read what that note says. Yeah, there's a letter from where you talked about the central dispatch. And it says one representative from township government who shall be elected by a majority vote of all members of their like government entities. It's a 2-year term. It's basically to,
For the 911 board,
right,
which discusses where your money goes from the fees they charge on your cell phone bills, your house bills and stuff, where they get 75 cents. And then it goes down there and funds the program. And every supervisor from each township is a representative. That's why they highlighted it. And they just need the board approval that, you know, I'm gonna be that guy, but the 9-member board is going to elect somebody to be the head of it, which right now is Joanne Ewell and Dundee. She's done a good job, and hopefully she gets reelected. So it's up to the board to say you agree with that letter and that I am the supervisor and I'm the representative, or they go fly a kite, I don't know.
Well, I make a motion that our supervisor, Phil Heath, be the appointee for the Monroe County Central Dispatch.
I will second that.
I guess I vote for myself to make it a quorum. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
I'll keep it unanimous. Motion carries. All right, website design. This is, you've been dealing with that with Dundee contacted you, right?
yeah. I kind of wrote down so I would forget. They came up, well, I gave it all to you, so, Patricia from Dundee Internet Services sent the sample design, I emailed it to you guys. She can redesign it if you want, and she can work with however. Something I thought was pretty cool. Maybe you won't like it, but I thought it was pretty cool. There's a pop-up when you go to the site, and you could put like, you could have put tonight's Zoom meeting, you know, tonight's meeting or Zoom or trash day or whatever. So that way, most of the people that go to the website today was most likely looking for the Zoom meeting. So it'd be right there.
So it just flashes, so.
I mean, you don't have to have it, or you can have it just pop up the first time they go to it or whatever.
To cost extra.
No.
I like it already.
Good idea.
They can add options for people to sign up on an email list to receive notices of meetings or whatever, you know, just to reminders. It had a lot to offer, I thought was pretty cool. They can link the Facebook with the website, so if you post something and they can figure out how to get that on YouTube. And anyway, she said something about it would be encrypted. And they do the security, all the upgrades, the backup. It's would be between, depending on what you want, $550 to $750 to set it up. And then $18.95 a month. Like each month they offer a 1-hour support, so like right now, we have our emails to GoDaddy, and there's some issues with logging on. And
I made it work.
they handle, okay, good. They handle all that, so you can call them and say, hey, I can't get on my email, and the first hour is free every month. They offer a 1-year contract to start it out, the first 3 months, they don't charge for, in case you don't like it, it gives you 3 months to basically try it, get feedback.
What are we paying now? Roughly,
Look that up.
is it a
We
monthly
don't pay
fee?
anything monthly, but it costs because.
They did it up front.
Well, we pay a yearly thing
That's what's
for
included.
both. The emails were pricey. And we eliminate all that, and they handle it, and they are a local company, right over on Old Strander Road. Now, I did talk to Chris. He did LaSalle, and I think he does Ida's website. They aren't as fancy, or, this, one of the things we talked about, I've changed. The first put things on like the planning commission page, and they said, well, it would be nice if they had a home page. And to put everything on, it just gets too busy then you can't find what you're looking for. And with this, they can put windows or folders, whatever you call it, where you put down the minutes, then the minutes go up. You don't have to weed through all the minutes to get
I make a motion, we accept it right now.
Just to clean that up. Yeah.
Outside of that,
It's definitely, if you can go for the 1-year trial especially,
But it's even, we have a 3-month period to begin with.
right, that's what, before we drop. The question is, what happens if we drop GoDaddy
Oh,
and say,
There's others out there that.
why not, but it wouldn't. They'll transition our email addresses instantly?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
We did all
all.
that set up before because GoDaddy. She said, once we tell GoDaddy that we want to change, they'll. Something about in the right place, we'll just drop it. We won't have one. But with them, if we decide to change, we own content and we can change it.
Well, anything's gotta be better to get to than their emails. It's, I got 2 different computers to find them, and I end up getting it on my phone most of the time, trying to log in. They put everything out, but I like the idea of the pop-up that says this is going on, that's going on, it gets your attention. So on and so forth. So. A motion would be in order to accept that.
I'll make a motion to accept the proposal of the Dundee Internet Services.
or
Moved and supported, did we give them a try? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
I use the roll call, you're spending money.
okay.
Barb, welcome back, call the roll.
I apologize to everybody. Trustee Nancy, how do you vote, yea or nay?
Yes,
Yes,
Yes.
it passed. Hiring a planner for the township.
Why don't you have John talk about that?
Okay,
Regarding the website, I would like to work with the
Yeah.
web designer and with Kevin on the planning commission page and supporting pages for that.
I-
Because have
would expect nothing less.
And she said she'd work with any page you want, like the supervisor's page, she'll talk with you on what you want on that, and she'll work with.
And I'm,
And I already told her that we'd have you, because there's stuff you wanted on there that
Okay. FOIA, no. I already scratched out.
Planner.
The planner, yes, hiring a planner. Which is in response to the solar project to have a planner. They suggest we should have a planner.
Who's they?
I
Why
understand.
don't you have
Let
John
John
explain
talk.
it?
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, I talked with Marty Camper. And one of the topics we talked about was hiring a professional planner. And he recommended a planner named John Enos out of Carlisle. And this particular planner, the reason Marty recommended it is because he is currently working with 6 or 7 other townships in Monroe County, or in the area, I should say, that are on solar projects. I'm not trying to say that we need to hire him, but I'm just saying that this would be a good time to start to entertain the hiring of or the retaining of a planner, because things will start to move rather quickly over the next few months.
Okay, that's why.
Can you just give a synopsis, quick synopsis, what does a planner do?
Well,
In this context,
The planner he's a professional planner. He knows he's extremely adept at zoning issues, planning issues for projects of this and other types of developments. So he's not just a solar guy, he has experience in many different types of municipal planning, and so he would be able to provide us with expertise that and background that we may not have.
Who was the lady that asked the question?
I'm Tracy Shaw.
Tracy Scheller? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I don't know her.
what is a board meeting, a non-agenda or agenda? Does anybody else have a question on the planner?
Can
Yes,
I, hi, I'm Ryan, I'm with the Azalea Solar Project, Apex. We have not specifically suggested you should do this, just to be clear. And then number 2, I was gonna add, should we get to the point that we submit an application, you will obviously hold thousands and thousands of dollars in escrow to pay for whomever you want to do any site plan and engineering review at that time.
okay, thank you very much, Steph. I know you've been dying to say something.
Well, I just had a question, actually, it wasn't about the solar, it was actually for Kevin about the website, is that okay?
Yeah, because it says agenda meeting that we come up with, so go ahead.
Okay, Kevin, you said with this new website, it would be able to have like email notifications, to like send out to people like reminders.
Yep.
Do they have the option to do like text message reminders?
Yes,
Okay.
that was, thank you.
Yeah,
That
no
was something
problem,
else
that would be really helpful,
Yeah,
because not a lot
yes.
of people get on their email all the time.
I
I
forgot that.
totally
That's
agree
awesome.
with you. We're on the same page on it.
Perfect, awesome, thank you.
Text is great.
Mhm.
Joe,
What was that planner's name again?
Um,
The
John.
firm is Carlisle Wortman.
John Enos, John Enos.
E-N-O-S.
Yeah, I don't know how to spell it.
ENOS.
E-N-O-S.
what it sounds. Smells like
He works for Carlisle and
Ward.
Wharton out of Ann Arbor.
I'm saying that right.
Okay. What's the board's pleasure?
Well, I'm all in favor of it, even though I generally just say planners.
I agree.
I think in
I
this
believe-
case, we should seek all the help we can get for input to make sure that we do everything right and make sure we don't do anything wrong.
Would
But,
somebody like to make the motion on
well,
that?
but just a moment now. Do you want to interview this man or do you want to talk to another person?
I think it would be proper to, just because he suggested doesn't mean he's great, to say, we're looking for a planner to turn in their resume. And that way everything can be on the up and up.
And it's not just somebody saying, but I'm saying that as a township official for the way things are run, not anything else. That you should have, if like the lawn mowing, 2 people. Even if somebody's good, you should put the thing out there to give them a chance.
The next planning commission meeting's the 6th of March,
The 8th of March.
the 8th of March, okay, all right. I will ask for bids to be into me by the 7th. That way I can forward them to you, John.
The 7th is, yeah.
It's a Monday.
But that's just all.
I'll make a motion that we solicit our bids for a planner.
And I'll support that.
All in favor, say
Aye.
carry. Okay.
What's that, you're opposed?
One opposed.
No, I said all opposed, you didn't finish it, just,
I'm sorry.
I'm not saying anything on it, so,
Are you opposed?
no, she just said.
Just didn't finish her.
I didn't finish my thought. I'm sorry, I'm half here tonight, so.
That was me opening my mouth at the wrong time again. I'm just saying.
I think I'm louder.
Okay, the FOIA,
Okay,
moving on.
um, in our Freedom of Information Act request rules, we have, the price, the fees for providing a copy of the public record. And this was adopted back in November of 2010. That was the newest I could find. They have 25 cents per page. And the new FOIA rate is 10 cents. So I would like to ask the board to change the 25 cents per page to 10% or 10 cents.
When was it approved in November of what year?
November of 2010.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I can make that motion.
Wait a minute. Do we get charged by the copy for our copier?
Yes,
How much is it?
the FOIA rule says 10 cents per copy.
Oh, I see, okay, well, that's just, we just want.
And that'll be better, that's saving them 15 cents a copy. I'll make the motion to do it down to the recommended 10 cent a copy for FOIA information.
Support.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. All right,
Wait
budget
a
meeting.
minute, there's more to that, FOIA.
Just a minute.
Well, that's good.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, the second thing, I told you I'm not here tonight. Freedom of Information Act Coordinator Resolution. And it's, the board is responsible to appoint a person to be the FOIA coordinator. So, it's open if anybody wants to nominate someone.
What is a FOIA coordinator?
It's a person that all the FOIA requests go to, you answer the people, you dig up all the information.
Be verified in writing.
Okay. Let's verify it.
A motion to have the clerk continue being the FOIA.
Coordinator.
Thank you. All in, any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Aye. Congratulations, Barb, you're still in.
Who seconded, I'm sorry.
I think I did. You know, I don't know.
Did you second the motion? Okay.
Bob did, you made it, or I made it. And back to tape, so
Carrie.
Still in that.
it's a replay.
Yeah. Okay, I would like to ask for the budget meeting. We had a meeting and all of us were to go over it, and we have to meet one more time to come back with, you know, any changes that you think we should make or anything we need to do.
What date does it have to be finalized by?
in March.
Is there a certain date though?
The 10th is our board meeting. Now, I understand,
That's why I was asking.
Before the board meeting.
I want the meeting before, but I understand that there's a possibility the Milan area fire department might change what we will be paying them. Because your fire board meetings after we.
Well, unless they change it major, we can always adjust the budget. to deal
I was
with
gonna
it.
say the fire board budget is next month, and so we won't know what theirs is, but
Well, I
to
mean,
what I know is the fire board is,
It got
Let's
changed to
go with what
April,
we've
you
got.
said.
huh?
The fire board meeting got changed to April, so you can always amend,
Yeah,
but you
we can amend the
you can
budget.
base the budget
Right,
on
but
the
what I'm saying is I
previous.
didn't know, you said changes, I didn't think
I
anything
didn't
was,
say, I said, I would like you to review, we all went over it, and we never got copies with what we were all talking about.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody else has anything to go in there before I make the final budget to bring to the board to be approved. So
Okay.
I just need a date so we can do that prior to the meeting.
I suggest the sooner the better. When can you be ready?
I'm ready whenever you are.
Oh, boy, here we go.
No,
I have a relatively open schedule, so.
February, March. This is the 17th. March, what's better for anybody? Mornings, afternoons, nights?
Mornings,
Okay, you're in on Tuesday morning, Barb.
correct.
You'd already be here. I can make Tuesday mornings.
What date are you talking about?
Well, that's, I was narrowing it down. We got the,
August, can you be here on Tuesday morning?
This coming Tuesday?
No, we haven't set the date yet, but can you? come in
Yes,
on-
yes,
Okay.
I'm not available next Tuesday, unfortunately.
oh, I'm not available next Tuesday. It would be April,
No, we need it in March.
March 1st.
I mean,
would
I'm
be
sorry.
Okay with me though.
March 1st. That's what my phone keeps changing on me. Emails come in and it covers up my calendar. I'm available for March 1st. That's a Tuesday morning.
Let's make it 10 o'clock.
I like that.
Do you want it earlier or?
10. I'll set my alarm so I can get up by then.
All right.
March 1st. Okay, everybody's good, we got that in their calendars. We'll put them in later. Take 20. Communication awareness.
Yes. I would like to address everybody on boards. Any board that you're on, including ours, if you talk to somebody and you discuss something, to please make all board members aware of it, whether it's planning commission or if it's us, our board. Any communication we make with other people, if you call the lawyer, let people know, that you contacted the lawyer about a certain subject. We seem to fall all over each other. And sometimes people aren't included and don't know stuff that's going on. And so
I got no problem with that.
any
You
emails,
You mean if I talk to John Shower, I need to let everybody know?
yes. If you talk to him about something, you need to let everybody else in the board know. So we know what's needed. It's just so everybody is on the same
It's
page.
part of the Transparency Act.
Right.
Well, I called him today and asked him what color the cover was for the master plan booklet. I can't find mine.
Okay.
So I want to let you know, I've done that. And
That's fine.
he said it was white.
That's fine. I just, sometimes emails get sent out and people say I don't get them. Sometimes the agenda's been sent out and people don't get it. Sometimes, anything I talk to anybody about, I try to send to everybody, so everybody's aware of who I've talked to and about what. And I just think it would be helpful if we all knew what we're all doing.
I'm definitely in favor of somebody send somebody an email that it CCs all of the board members.
But even in talking to the lawyer, we need to know
Certainly talking to the lawyer.
Yes,
That's fine. If somebody calls, like you said, send an email out. I talked with the lawyer about this. You'll find out soon enough when the bill comes, who called and who talked. So it's not gonna hurt. If somebody does do it, like you said, that covers our butt on transparency. Nobody's thinking.
well, then that way not two or three of us are calling him about the same thing. That helps too.
Right.
So is that in need of a motion?
I just,
I'm just asking, because
I
it's
just
been,
said awareness.
okay, so now everybody's aware, so we don't, I just wanna make sure I don't have to make a motion or anything, it's in the minutes. Okay, moving on to issues from the board members. Excuse me, clerk, do you have any issues for the board?
No. Did you take care of this?
Yes,
Okay, thanks.
your deputy covered everything till you got here.
Deputies, but I know.
Clerk, do you have anything to discuss?
No.
Treasurer's not here, trustee Manzi,
No, sir?
Bob,
I'm good tonight.
Phil, I think I've talked about everything that needed to, so it brings us down to our public comment again. Anybody wish to comment?
Someone on here asked to. I don't know who, I didn't recognize the number.
Well, ask them to, if they're still there,
Zoom.
speak up.
Michael Pinkowski here.
I didn't recognize your number.
Hey,
Okay,
I texted. Apparently you didn't store it, Kevin.
okay, anyway,
I just want to let everybody, because we're all neighbors, that March 7th, we have a public hearing for solar at London Township. Because we're all neighbors, please, you're all welcome to come and see what people have to say and enjoy.
what time?
7:30.
7:30.
Because we're all neighbors here.
Yeah,
No, let's
I just want to make sure we get it down. We'll put it on the website.
perfect. Thanks, Kevin.
What's the date on that again?
March 7th.
March 7th. Okay.
7:30, London Township, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay, more public, John.
Yes, a few years ago, the Monroe County Planning Commission dissolved itself. And they were the keepers of our zoning ordinances and master plan. So what they did at that time is they transferred the zoning ordinance to me, both as a PDF as well as a Word document that can be, that I could edit. And that was back in 2018. And so I believe everybody has a copy of the 2018 zoning ordinance, but we've made numerous changes since then. And I have recently updated the zoning ordinance file that I have to include all of the changes up to the end of last year. And so the ordinance that's on the website is very old. And also there's, people have to go to a special file that shows what changes were made since 2008, and it's cumbersome. So I would like to recommend that we replace that with the updated 2022 zoning ordinance file, so that everybody, all the changes can be in one spot going forward.
Okay, as in the last time we did that, we had like 10 copies made
Right.
to the printing down at Monroe. Do we want to do that again? Because not everybody can PDF and
Well, if we
Whatever you
make a
said.
copy for the board, the planning commission, Dave, Karen, the ZBA, we're talking about 14 copies. And that could be done at Office Max.
And we need to have the copy for all, so anybody
And
who
the
wants.
Right, so,
Yeah, the last time we got 20 copies and we paid for it, I think we charged them $15 for the whole book.
right.
And that was outsourced. I don't know where it was done, but it was outsourced.
Didn't John do that one too?
Yes,
I thought you did.
yes.
Here's our treasurer.
You want 20 copies?
If we're going
This is
to
where I
do
say I'm
that,
sorry. Did you know there's a blizzard out there?
Where?
Holy moly.
Bill, if we're gonna do that and make, X number of copies, why don't we solicit and see if anyone else is interested in case we want to make more copies?
It's probably cheaper to make more than,
That's what I'm saying. I mean, what I'm basically asking is with the interest in the current regulations, does anyone in the audience have an interest in buying a copy?
Okay, well, let's up that to 50.
No,
Well, that's the thing. Office Max is one thing that Kim down at the government, printing down at the courthouse. I know they do it multiple.
Yeah, well, I can work with her.
So
Will it also be posted on the website?
that's right.
Yeah.
But this is for people that,
Just
Want
want to
a
make sure.
physical copy.
Perfect, I'm good with
Right.
online, so as long
and
as it's there.
not like it is now where there's the original and then the additions where you don't have to go, it's all clean.
The old
The old
copy,
one is.
which does not have the changes yet. The second PDF file to look at the changes since 2008.
Should we wait until the solar ordinance is on the table?
Say I should-
Because we're gonna be changed from the solar ordinance right away. And the cemetery ordinance. Maybe we ought to wait.
she had a good idea.
Yes.
Wait 2 months until things are cleared up. Let's see where we're at. I think that, and I'm not being rude, but I think the concerned people here that are concerned are gonna figure out how to get it offline or someplace. So that's a good idea to kind of wait and see that you're stabilized with what your final printing is.
Can they put it online? Is it-
Yeah, could we put the 2022 one online for right now and then
Yeah.
do the printed ones
Yeah.
when it's more.
That's what I'm saying.
That's perfect,
If
yeah.
somebody says, I wanna see a copy of that, hell, we'll print it off our own printer and
Ask
give it to
John,
them.
yeah.
Yes, I have a PDF copy of the 2022 zoning ordinance book. And I can have Kevin upload that early next week.
And then we won't have it printed until we get the other two.
Correct, and that's perfect.
That's a good idea. That way you're not paying for something that's gotta be revised already.
Right.
All right. Let's see, any more public? State your name
Mark Bogey on Far Road.
again, okay?
Yeah, again, hey, you guys, in your December minutes, I noticed for the January meeting, you had whole business of the Blight Township, whatever came of that.
Well, I know the one on the trailer. I know he's been dealing on the one on Ridge, but I have not heard on the Blight. And never, I know that you've, a complaint was filed, correct? So best way to find out is I'll ask him tomorrow. If he's supposed to be in, and I'll ask.
That's it.
Anybody else?
Thank you.
If not, I am going to make a motion to adjourn. Now that the board all got here.
Seconded, Joel, so you're on record of doing something, okay?
I second that.
Oh, one more.
I attended the meeting on Tuesday night, and I just wanted to understand the process of, well, and talking to a neighbor this morning. What's the process for the tax benefits? Like the solar company gives taxes, does it go to the state and then it comes to the township? Does it go directly to the township? And then like property taxes, do they go directly to the township? Do they go, what's that whole?
All when the tax papers go out, would go to them. And it's probably gonna be,
To the state, is not.
no, the Azalea Solar, it's just like taxes going out, and then it comes to us, and then you distribute it out.
But I think maybe you're asking what the tax even will be. If
No,
there
no, no,
will-
no, no, I don't, my question is, for instance, the Apex is supposed to give, or the township is supposed to get this big tax benefit from Apex, from having solar panels. Does that money flow directly to the township? Does it go to the state and then the township? How does that
Well,
all?
it'd be just like, I would think it's gonna be just like the pipeline where it gets distributed to the schools. And everybody gets a piece of it.
But does it go
But
back
I
to the
really,
township
the
and the?
assessor's gonna know more about that.
I don't know, I'm saying,
I'm sorry, I don't understand, like, so Apex is gonna,
Close the meeting and let Joel talk to her after.
okay.
Have him talk.
Yeah.
yeah. Joel can explain what he knows to me afterwards.
Okay, thank you.
We had an adjournment, all in favor, aye.
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 Joel?